There are over 1,000 species in the Pokémon universe, driven by a biological imperative to level up, evolve, and grow stronger. But one creature actively stunted its own natural biology, refusing to evolve, for a single reason: to teach itself how to speak human language. Take a look at this image. This white ceramic cat with a raised paw is a traditional Japanese maneki neko, or lucky charm. Game Freak used this highly specific cultural artifact as the literal blueprint for Cantonian Meowth. If we examine this specific historical artifact, we see a koban, an oval gold coin minted in feudal Japan. The stamped characters and horizontal ridges on this currency match the exact golden charm sitting squarely on Meowth's forehead. When the Pokémon anime was exported to the West in the late 1990s, localizers applied a heavy hand to remove cultural odor. While they could rename the character from Nyarth to Meowth to sever the linguistic link to a Japanese proverb, they couldn't scrub the maneki neko design itself. This left the localization teams in a bind. Even as they edited out Japanese text and famous regional foods, Meowth remained, a piece of undeniable Japanese folklore that became the face of the show's global expansion. The anime eventually gave this design a tragic backstory. In the episode Go West Young Meowth, we meet him as a poor street cat who falls desperately in love with a wealthy female Meowth. She rejects him entirely, preferring the elegant company of her human owners over a scruffy alley cat. Determined to win her affection, Meowth puts himself through a grueling process of adaptation. He spies on a local dance academy to learn how to stand upright, actively fighting his own anatomy. He attends pronunciation classes, slowly sounding out human syllables until he masters his very first word, rocket. After months of effort, he returns to his crush, standing on 2 legs and speaking perfect English. But instead of falling in love, she recoils. She rejects him again, calling him a freak. Behind the scenes, bringing that strange, raspy voice to life required its own kind of invention. Actor Matthew Sussman crafted the original English performance by blending the tough cadence of classic gangster movie characters with a nasal Jerry Lewis impression. When actor Maddie Blaustein later took over the role, the character's struggle took on a personal dimension. As a transgender woman, Blaustein found inspiration in Meowth's backstory, identifying with the experience of a character who radically altered his presentation to reflect how he felt inside. This transition from a generic wild monster to a speaking, walking proxy for human experience changed Meowth. He was no longer just another species to collect, but a character defined by the cost of his own identity. Because of his role in the anime, Game Freak couldn't leave the species behind as they moved into new regions. They had to reinvent his biology to keep the cat relevant across the evolving landscape of the games. This phylogenetic tree illustrates the species' divergence. A dark purple Alolan branch shows where island royalty created a pampered dark type. A silver Galarian branch also grows. In this harsh environment, it became a hardened steel-type street cat, creating a new evolutionary path, Berserker. By the time the series reached the Galar region, his design choices began mirroring modern digital trends. Critics and fans quickly noted that his elongated Gigamax form bore a striking visual resemblance to the classic Longcat meme. His mechanics have always been highly specific. In competitive and casual play, his signature move Payday scatters coins across the battlefield. It physically manifests his folkloric origins as a lucky charm into a reliable method for players to farm in-game currency. Meowth has survived 3 decades of roster updates by being modified for 3 distinct regions. His longevity is built on his capacity to fulfill mechanical, regional, and fan-driven requirements. If Pikachu is the idealized hero, unchanging and endlessly cheerful, then Meowth is his mirror. He is the dynamic, flawed anti-hero. That dynamic nature has cemented his value across the franchise economy. For collectors, vintage prints command high premiums, like the Skyridge Reverse Holo card, which can trade for nearly $300. In the wider gaming landscape, he maintains a presence far beyond his home series. He appears as a summonable item, jumping out to scatter damaging coins across the stage in crossover titles like Super Smash Bros. But his most enduring legacy sits in the basket of a hot air balloon. For 25 years, he traveled alongside Jesse and James, absorbing thousands of defeats, but always returning for the next episode. Meowth is the only creature that looked at his biological imperative to evolve into a stronger Persian and rejected it. He sacrificed raw, natural power to stay a Meowth, actively choosing his own unique path over a predetermined natural one. After 20 years on the air, that choice is what defines his role. He didn't need to be legendary or perfectly stat-balanced to become a global icon. He just needed to be himself. Which regional form of Meowth or anime moment is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this look at the series' ultimate underdog, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more.